When is enough enough? When do you decide to stop? It's not easy. Let me just put it that way. I think there's no other words in the English dictionary to tell you this. What's up, guys? I got another video here for you guys. I just thought that I must make this because of the last video where we discussed if you own a business, that coming to South Africa and finding suppliers is really a difficult situation. If you want to watch that video, I'll leave a card up there and you can have a look at it. We went in depth in understanding it from my perspective, and we actually got some good feedback about that. I'll put some comments on the screen right now so you can see it. But in this video, what I actually wanted to go through is something that's been on my mind for quite a while now, and it's actually been bugging me tremendously. It's quite mind-taxing, to be honest with you. And what I'm trying to deal with at this moment is understanding the simple question of when is enough enough? So yes, as I said, the question I've been dealing with is when is enough enough? And I think it's a typical entrepreneur thing where we kind of have to go through this and realize sometimes that maybe the opportunity that you thought was actually an opportunity isn't potentially going to become something, how can I say, I wouldn't say it's not going to become something great, but it won't be something towards the expectations that you had for this venture. And sometimes that's heartbreaking, and sometimes it's, like I said, mind taxing because you don't know what to do. I actually wanted to just talk about my experience in this and share it with you, and maybe you can let me know if you've had the similar thing and how you dealt with it. Because at this moment in time, I've been dealing with a lot of it extremely, because I can't understand why would I put so much effort into something and so much money and time to grow something for the last 2.5 years. And it's an e-commerce business, but let's not try and make it biased, the opinions, but that's what I started, and it's not my first business. So yes, you can argue that I failed in the past and this one has become relatively successful, but it isn't where I expect it to be. And what I'm trying to figure out is this the point in my journey on the space of this business and as an entrepreneur? Is it time to decide that this is the line, I won't go further than this, and this is the day, you know, that I will say that enough is enough. I cannot go further than this because it just won't go there. And sometimes that realization for me is a little bit hard to accept because of the fact of how much effort has gone into this, how much time, how much money, how many people are involved. And it's just like, it's not easy. Let me just put it that way. I think there's no other words in the English dictionary to tell you this. So yeah, but this isn't supposed to be a downer video. I actually just thought like I'd share this opinion with you, and then you guys can actually give me a comment about what you have to deal with, and have you gone through something like this or a similar situation, and how did you actually go get through it? Because like I said, at the point, the question I have is, when is enough enough? When do you decide to stop? Are there things that you need to see? Are there things that you need to work towards? Is it because it's not following the plan that you've had for it? Is it because it's not reaching the goals you've set for it? Please let me know. I'd like to delve into this a little bit more because it's bugging me quite a lot. And why it's bugging me is another thing, because as an entrepreneur, you don't like to waste time. Well, I know myself, I don't want to waste time. I hate wasting time, and my time needs to be extremely productive. But in saying that, when you've got a business that doesn't seem like it's going to go there, as we've been discussing, like it's going to, you know, take that leap, it's going to be that one, you know what I mean? Not all of them are going to be, but they're going to be successful in their own manner, I guess. And what I'm trying to say is, I hate wasting time on something that I know won't reach the potential and success and expectations that I've actually laid out for it. Maybe I'm being a bit too hard on myself, but you know, I don't see another way for it, because I've tried everything for this business, in influencers, paid advertising, billboards, magazines, geez, even music events with some massive artists we have here locally, and it just doesn't seem to do anything, you know. And when I say do anything, I'm relating it towards the expectation of sales, the increase of sales. And I just haven't seen any sort of spike, yet there's people out there that I've built such great rapport with that I cannot understand how that, if they are doing, you know, if they are using the product like we want them to and they love it, why is it that it's not expanding to the rest? I mean, if just this week we've had an influencer run where we got together with a bunch of influencers that we've worked with in the past, and they're great people. But now, if I look at the collaboration that we've got between us all, without our following on my business's platforms, just taking the influencers' followings, we've got nearly 600,000 people there. Yet out of one of them, there was 50,000 followers that have posted already. The others will probably be posting next week. And I haven't seen anything from that specific video. And it's just so weird. Why does this happen? You use influencers and try to build your brand, and I guess use them to do awareness for your business. But it doesn't always plan out the way you wanted it to, I guess, and it's hard to track sales from something like that. I know that people say you could use a link and stuff like that, discounts and shit, but sometimes it's just not easy to track sales from something like that. It's kind of arbitrary, it's somewhere up there. And I guess it all comes down to the long-term branding of the business, and that I'm all for. But again, coming back to my point of wasting time, am I going to have to wait 10, 20 years for this business to become something successful? Or is there something that I'm missing in the business that should actually help me get the business from where it is to where I want it to be in 5 years? I don't know. Maybe there's a specialist that's going to probably watch this video, or someone who's quite good at strategizing, or maybe dissecting the business for me and actually understanding what's going on. Because right now, I don't know what else to do. I really don't know. Introducing new products doesn't seem to do it. Like I said, we've done influencers, marketing, paid and billboards and magazines. We've done TikTok ads is a new one on the block. So we've done TikTok ads. That does pretty well, but it just increases your views and there's just nothing from it. So it's kind of useless. At the end of the day, you've got to realize that business is all about the sales and the community that's behind that. But if there is no sales, there is no business. So there's like a hard-off play here. But what I also wanted to point out in the situation is coming back to the question that I had of when is enough enough? I have been struggling with this question, but what I'm trying to figure out is why do I have this question in my mind, and that this business won't be successful, yet other people see this business. When I speak to them, we do a lot of customer reviews with this business where we go on a Zoom call and actually chat with the people. It's quite fun because I like interacting with the people. It's quite nice. And we do a lot of that, and also we speak to the influencers and people in the community and groups on Facebook and stuff like that. They all love the company. They all love the brand. They love the product. Why are you not buying them? What is the issue that I'm facing here? Is it so plain and simple that I cannot see it? Or is it too complex for me to understand and I need to get help? That's what's hard up to play here, is the fact it's leaving me in between a rock and a hard place. Because on the one end, I feel like it's not going to become successful, and that it is successful. Sorry, let me just rephrase that. That it is successful, but it's not going to reach the expectations I've got. It's going to become a good business, but it's going to be a very long-term game. And the hard place I've got is that I'm trying to say to myself that I've got to give myself a time limit, that if it doesn't do XYZ and achieve XYZ, that it is time to say, you know what, you learned quite a lot out of this. It's going to be going down in the books of one of the failures, and then call it quits or sell it off. And then just move on. And then the hard place is these people that we've been connecting with regarding the brand and business, that are telling me that this business is something that they've never seen before, and it's absolutely amazing, quotes, so I'm not making up my own words. And do you actually know what is happening inside my head about this? Is because it's confaculating. It really is. There is no other word for that. It's a South African word, and it just means that you completely mindfuck, basically. You don't know what to do because you screwed in either way, because one side pulls you this way and one side pulls you this way. So it's kind of difficult to make a decision. And part of an entrepreneur is to be decisive. So when you're left in a situation like this to be decisive and all you get is indecision, it leaves you with an extremely tired, stressed, worried, mind-taxing situation. But nevertheless, what I'm trying to say is that as an entrepreneur, you need to come to a decision when something's not going to be successful. You need to cut it. You need to let go of that limb and say goodbye. And then whether that's selling or closing or liquidating, whatever you do with it, it doesn't matter. You then need to make that decision. But on the other end, you don't want to waste time. So what I'm feeling at this moment is that this business is consuming a lot of me, time, money, and effort, and bringing no results to the table, when I could be spending my time on another business that I've had in mind for the last few years that'll be able to, from the get-go, maybe we buy a business or start this one up, that it will eventually, it would much quicker than this one, it will much quicker be able to start cash flowing some proper profit in a shorter time horizon. And it leaves me stuck because I don't really want to get rid of this. So there's like heartfelt things on it. I don't want to get rid of it, but I also want to stop wasting my time and start this one, because this one seems like it's got a better opportunity and has a longer time horizon, and the industry is growing, and so forth and so forth. So you can understand where my brain is with this stuff, like, and my heart. It's really tug of war between the two. So if you're dealing with something like this, I'd like to hear from you. You know, it'd be nice to speak to some people about this similar topic if you've been dealing with it, because it's really something that I'm trying to deal with at this moment in my journey. I've had to deal with it in the past with other companies, but it was easier just to let them go because they never became something so substantial that actually created this tug of war. Whereas this business, I I said, has been going for nearly 3 years now. And it's been moving relatively good. And that is now creating that heartstrings attachment, which is kind of difficult to let go of. And I think it's also because people that are involved with me in the company and in the network communities, it's difficult to say goodbye. I think that's another point that harbors on your heart, is because now you cannot just, when you close this, you shut down doors with all those other people basically, because then there is no similarity or joint connection between you two of similar interests. So it's difficult to make this decision, but I believe that one day it might become big. I just don't know if I'm the one to make it that size, or if I'm the one to wait around for it to become that big. So yes, it is pretty difficult. And if you're dealing with a situation, I'd love to hear from you. Hit me up on all the social media platforms. I'm on all of them, so I'd like to chat to people. If you do feel like you can maybe suss out the situation for me and help me see a bit of a clearer picture, please hit me up. I'd like to hear from you. You can even email me. It's there in the description. Otherwise, I hope this video resonated with a few of you. It's a very touching video because it's also like, I don't want it to become a downer, but it's a serious topic because a lot of us who are starting our own businesses or are quote-unquote entrepreneurs, we find it a little bit difficult to deal with certain situations, and it's because of our placement in the entrepreneurial space. Where we fit, we don't maybe know, but also where you fit in your own company is also another question. But without making this too long, I just wanted to say thank you for watching the video. If you liked it, like it, subscribe, put that notification bell on. I don't post too regularly, so when I do post, then you'll be notified about such videos. So yes, if you had a comment, please leave it below. Until the next one, cheers.